Hi, welcome to another SPSS demonstration exercise. This is the second demonstration for Module 4. And in this module, what we're going to do is learn how to get our measures of central tendency through not the frequencies command, but the descriptive statistics command in SPSS. If we don't want the frequency table and we just want those summary descriptive statistics, the mean, the median, and the mode, and some other descriptive statistics, then we can get those stats quickly through the descriptive statistics routine. Also, we're going to go over how to split a file in SPSS so we can start to make some comparisons with regard to differences in age, educational level, um, between, for example, men and women, right? Differences in age and educational level between those who support or oppose the death penalty. And how we can start to look at that is through the split file routine, okay? And we can actually start to move towards the bivariate level of analysis. And so far as we're making comparisons between how gender matters in explaining differences, for example, in educational level. All right, so we're moving to the bivariate level a little bit through learning a little bit about this command stroke in SPSS. Okay, we're going to go over demonstration number 2 on page 123. And that requires that we get the GSS 2008, the subset B database. And we're going to be using the variables age, educational level, VisLib, which is the number of visits to the public library, as well as we're going to split the file here by gender to compare differences between men and women on each of these variables. Okay, I think we should go ahead and get started. And I've already uploaded SPSS, all right, through the remote server, or if you're on campus, just using the software that's available here. And to get started, I thought I would go ahead and grab the data with you at the same time. So we want to go to Data Open, Open Data, and naturally we want to go to the L drive, College of Arts and Sciences. We're going to go to the SOS Lab, SOS 232 survey data, data sets, and then here we're going to get the GSS subset B before we were using the monitoring the futures data. Click that on. And we're almost ready to go. And remember, we always want to preset how SPSS streams in the data by going to Edit, Options, and we want to have the data displayed alphabetically and by the mnemonic. All right, in terms of our options. And then we're ready to go. All right, and here in terms of we want to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics. But rather than frequencies, all right, we've been there, done that. We want to go Analyze Descriptive Statistics. And we just want to go ahead and down here to Descriptives. And for each of those items, let's go ahead and get age. And then we'll find that one on educational level, EDUC. And that one on visits to the library. And then we'll hit OK. All right. And then our options, well, let's go ahead. It says here the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum and maximum. Let's go ahead and keep those on. And we'll be talking about those measures of dispersion or measures of variability, or otherwise known as measures of spread. We'll be talking about those in Chapter 5. All right, but I'll start to explain them here. Let's hit Continue and then hit OK. Okay, and here we can start to summarize, right? Okay, in terms of the age of respondents of the GSS, it's arranged a little bit differently than when we get this information through the frequencies routine. And notice we don't have the frequency table because we don't want it. We just want these descriptives. we can see that the youngest person in the GSS was 18, the oldest was 89, the average age was 48, and the standard deviation was 17. That means that most people were plus or minus 17 years uh, around that average of 48. Most people, in terms of the range who responded to the survey, were somewhere between 31 and that's 48 minus 17. They were somewhere between 31 and let's see here, 66. All right, and or 65. And then here, in terms of the highest year of school completed, um, years of formal schooling range from 0 to 20, with the average being a little bit more than a high school degree, and most people reporting plus or minus, right, 3 years around that 13 years. And then in terms of visits to the public library over the last year, that's interesting. Oh, the average was about 10.3 with a standard deviation of 25. Okay, things that we can start to talk about and use if we were going to summarize just who responded to this survey and how these variables may or may not be useful to your own project, okay, or independent project. And now what we want to do is make this analysis a little bit more interesting by comparing differences in educational level and visits to the library by gender, in terms of are men or women more likely to have higher educational levels and who's more likely to attend their public library. Okay? The other question on age is probably not that theoretically interesting in terms of differences in ages between men and women and who responded to the survey. But then again, you could probably use that if you were wanting to summarize in a little bit more depth the sample characteristics of the survey. But let's go ahead. And then in terms of this routine, we want to go to Data, Split File, and we're going to compare groups. And we're going to compare groups by sex. Okay. We're going to hit OK. Okay. And nothing happens here yet because we're just telling SPSS to run some analyses, right? And split those analyses by sex. Run the same analyses and give us the results for men as well as women. Okay? And so then we want to go back to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Descriptives, and it's already been set, age, educational level, and visits to the library, and then hit OK. And now we've got the report with regard to differences. Okay? And notice here in terms of educational level, 13.48 for men, the average was, and for women it was more or less the same, a little bit lower, but that difference might not be significant. Things we'll start to talk about when we move to the bivariate level. But interestingly, who was more likely to go to their public library? Men, the average number of times visiting the library was 7. In comparison to women, the average was twice that in terms of 13.29. Okay, and maybe you could start to talk about, summarize, and describe, oh, what's going on with regard to men and women here on this variable. But you don't have to, because all I want you to do is produce these results for the demonstration. Okay? And so once you're completed with this demonstration, this marks the end of demonstration 2 for chapter 4. And then you want to save it. You want to cut and paste, copy, go to your Word file, and we'll just go ahead and save. Whoops. I just go ahead and I didn't have everything highlighted. You want to save your output, copy, get rid of that. Okay, and there's your result. Oh, what happened here? Okay, let me just do it again, guys. For some reason, Copy. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to click on everything. Copy. I'm sure you run into the same trouble sometimes, guys. It's a little bit frustrating sometimes. And then you just want to paste your results for both analyses. Get rid of this first one here. Here's your descriptives. We don't even need this table. You guys know how to manage this just as well as I do. And then here's those differences between men and women. And then you want to go ahead and save as Module 4 Demo 2 and your last name. Okay. And just save it in your SOS 232 folder or wherever you're placing your files. And then you're going to upload that demonstration into the Module 4 Demonstration 2 portal. Okay? And that marks the end of another demonstration. And have fun with that. And before I close, once you complete your demonstration, okay, and you've split the file, you'll want to go back always. You want to go to Data, Split File, and you want to go back and set it to all groups in case you want to just compare everybody. Right? That's how you stop the split on the file. All right. Now, if you wanted to keep that split, that's up to you. All right, depending on your analyses. But for now, you might want to just go back to Data, Split File, and analyze all cases before, just to have everything set to the original settings. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Have fun. Enjoy.